So Beitong is a well-known company in China, and this is their flagship controller. Let's get into it. Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is going to be the unboxing portion of the Beitong Zeus Elite gamepad. As you see, this is the gamepad right here. And it looks like it's for the PC and Nintendo Switch. Comes with software that you can do on a computer. It looks like it has mechanical action buttons, which basically are mechanical buttons, which I love mechanical buttons. And it says something about changing personal theme shell, so that is a little interesting. But without further ado, let's actually open this thing up. See if I can get there we go, this out. All right, scissors, you're done. Opening this up. Nothing else in the back. So it looks like the first thing you get is a little guide pamphlet. Going through it, I see it talks about all the buttons. Oh, interesting. So it looks like there are other shells that you can get for this. Looks like there's different size joysticks. Looks like you have buttons, mechanical buttons, but look like removable with a dongle. And looks like it ways how to connect it to your PC. Ways how to connect it to your PC. More ways to connect it to your PC, more ways to connect it to your Switch. Another way to connect it to your Switch. Another way connecting it to your Switch. Another way connected to your Switch. It has Bluetooth as well. So you have a dongle, wired, and Bluetooth way. All right, that's cool. Looks like it shows you how to take off the shell, take off the joysticks. Profile button, it looks like there is a gyro function, which is cool. FN button, looks like it has a FN way for volume up and down. Then going back to the home screen. Let's see what else. Headphone jack. All right. Seems like the headphone jack only works on the dongle or wired mode. So headphone jack doesn't work on Bluetooth mode. That's a little weird, but okay. And yeah, that's pretty much it, a warranty thing. Okay, so we have our dongle. This is a really fat dongle. Yeah, this is a really fat dongle. But hey, it works. Put that aside, let's see what you get. Looks like here you get a USB-C cable to USB-A. All right, pretty long. Yep, got a cable right here. Actually, let me pull this out. Set this to the side. It looks like you get the different joysticks sizes. So it looks like these two might be the same size. If I can get this out. Here we go. Yeah, so yep, this one, actually, let's set this aside because I think these two are the same sizes. Yeah, these two are the same sizes, so, okay. So these two are the same sizes, and hold on. And this is the other one. So putting them side by side. Yep, so the one on the left is actually bigger than the one on the right. Okay, so yeah, you do get different joystick sizes. Appreciate that. I'm gonna put them back. Now we got that, let's actually get onto the controller. All right, so I'm gonna set this to the side for the time being. And here is the controller. Got to say, like, I actually like it. Oh my God. So I'm immediately, the first thing I notice are the 4 back buttons, and it's just extremely clicky, like a mechanical click. I really like this. The L2, R2 / left trigger, right trigger, they're really decent. It has a nice little spring to it, so nice little resistance, but really nothing to complain about. L1, R1 / left bumper, right bumper is really nice. These are mechanical. So you get mechanical left bumper and right bumper. I like that. That's actually pretty cool. ABXY. Ooh, this controller is extremely clicky, but yeah, ABXY feels really good. I love mechanical clicks. The D-pad feels really nice too, and that's also mechanical. This is like an all-around straight mechanical key like controller. I like this. So yeah, this is actually pretty cool. So, and also it looks like it has another feature with it. So right here is the FN button. On the back of it, just looks like you get a profile button, switch between profiles, an on and off switch, which I actually appreciate that. I like on and off switches on my controller. So that way if I want my controller completely off, it'll just turn off. If I want it on, it'll turn on. Usually they will have a sleep mode, but I'm going to see in the software. And it looks like you have a gyro mode, which looks like it's on by default, or a switch where you can turn on and off, which I actually like. It's simple, easy to use. I have to say, like, overall, like, I really like this controller. I'm just curious. They say the shell comes off. I wonder, is there a way to take the shell off? All right, so I got a prying tool. So let's see if I can pry this. Prying off, there we go, got it. All right, so this is a shell and, I wonder if there's a home button. Guess not. And the one thing you can do, because it works for the Nintendo Switch and the PC, is you can physically pull out the buttons and rearrange them to be a Switch format, or if you want them to stay as a, oh God, I lost it. Looks like you can actually physically take off the buttons, and you can rearrange them as a Switch format if you are mainly using this controller for the Nintendo Switch. But I'm just gonna put them back as a PC slash Xbox format because that's my main console I use. I don't own a Switch. So, but yeah. Pretty interesting controller. So going to use this controller for a little bit. We're going to definitely play some games, get into the software, and see if we can find any custom shells for this controller, because I'm really curious. So this is Beitong's mainline controller, the Zeus controller, and it's a company that's well known in China. So let's see what this controller is all about. Okay, so here we are in Gamepad Tester, and we're actually going to test the accuracy of these joysticks. So turning on the tests of the circular motion. We're going to circle this around slowly, and this controller seems to have a 3% error rate on one stick and a 4% error rate on another stick. And this is after me using this controller for a month, so 3% to 4% error rate isn't too bad. I mean, they're not like Hall joysticks, but those are pretty low error rate numbers for joysticks that are not Hall sensor joysticks. So usually I always see like around 6 or 7%. But anyway, moving along. Okay then, so now we're actually going to get into the app. So if you follow the directions in the pamphlet, it will actually take you to their main website where you can download the TC controller assistant shortcut, and this will allow you to customize the macro buttons and all the other profiles on this controller. So let's get that started. Once you get this started, you will notice that I already have my profile set up. If you go to my configurations, you can see that you can make as many profiles as you want, but you can only assign each profile to one of the 4 slots. So we're going to get into one of the profiles and we're going to edit one just to show you all the stuff you could do. So you can change the profile's name. One of the things you could do is you can change the lighting of the controller if you would like. You also can change the type of lighting. Do you want it to be lightning where basically the light will stay on, or do you want it breathing where it basically has a breathing effect? You also can enable flicker, so that way every time the controller vibrates, the lights will flicker. You can control the brightness of the lights, and you also can control the strength vibration of the start and select. So another cool thing about this controller is that the start and select, if you haven't noticed, is like a little bit of a touchpad, so you can actually control the vibrations of that. Of course, you will be able to map all of the buttons, and yes, you can actually program a turbo button if you wanted to, especially on all the 4 macro buttons. So say for instance, if you want turbo, you can change any of the buttons layout if you will like. You are able to adjust the left and right joystick curvage, so that way, if say for instance you don't like the curvage, you want to make it more sensitive, or you want to delay performance, you're able to do that. And you can even make your own personal custom profile if you want for both joysticks. Motion control will allow you to map the gyro motions to your left stick or right stick, and you have a choice to either doing it where it has an immediate response. So basically, if you were to flick your controller to the right, your joystick will flick to the right for that 1 second, and then it will go back to the center. And then you also can do continuous mode, where you can have it where if you lean your controller to the left and right, the controller will, or the analog gyro functions will stay to that left or right depending on how you have the controller lean to. And you can do this with both sticks, so that way you can set both sticks to either immediate or continuous mode. And you can control the sensitivity of the gyros with this program, and you can actually control the dead zones of the gyro functions. And another cool thing I didn't realize is that you can also set it where the gyro functions will only turn on if you hold a button. Like say for instance, if you're playing a first person shooter and you just want the gyro functions to turn on when you aim it down sights, you can set it to the right trigger and you will be able to only use gyro functions when you hold down the right trigger. Another cool thing about this controller is the fact that you have the ability to use a mouse function. So say for instance, if you hit the FN button, you will be able to control the mouse. So as you see right now, I'm able to control the mouse, and the A and B will allow me to basically be my left click and my right click. And this is actually one of the really cool things. So this will allow you to control your windows and be able to open up programs without having to use your mouse and keyboard. And also, if you want to turn it off, all you have to do is press the FN button. And some other functions that are just mainly for PCs, you will be able to hold the FN button and press up and down on the D-pad. This will allow you to control your volume. And if you ever wanted to go back, you could press FN and the back button, and this will basically take you back to your home screen on your Windows. And you're also able to control when your controller goes to sleep. I set mine for 10 minutes, so basically 10 minutes of inactivity. The controller will go into a sleep mode, so that way if I ever forget to turn off the controller, it'll go to sleep and it will save on mostly of the battery. So yeah, and that is it for the software portion of this controller. So I looked for custom shells on this controller and I was able to find some on AliExpress. I found a God of War one, which has like Kratos' face and has like a little bit of a red design to it. And I was able to find another one from a game called Hardcore Mecha, which is like this 2D side-scroller Gundam game. And I have to say, like, these shells are actually really cool, and it's actually a really good thing that you can take off the shells of these controllers and put custom shells onto them. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about or concerned is that I can't find these shells anywhere else but on AliExpress, and there seems to be only 3 shells that you can buy currently. So I'm kind of curious about where you can find the other shells, but yeah, seriously, Beitong, you need to make more shells for this controller, because honestly, this is a great concept and an easy way to customize this controller. Another thing that I found on the AliExpress shop was another Beitong Zeus controller for a discounted price, so I purchased it. The one thing that was unique about this controller is that it came in a Chinese box rather than an English box. If you look on the Chinese box, you will see that there are 2 QR codes on the side of the Chinese box. If you scan one of the QR codes, your phone will download this APK file, which looks like a Beitong Zeus mobile app for the controller. But the only issue with this mobile app is that before you can install it or side download it, you are prompted with a message saying that the Google Play Store had blocked this app because it uses information to track you. And that's very, very unfortunate, because one, this lets me know that Beitong has a mobile app for this controller, which means that for people who don't have computers, could have used their cell phones to use all of the features of this controller. And 2, why does Beitong have a mobile app that tracks your data? It doesn't make any sense. It is an app that's supposed to be used for your controller, and it kind of sucks. Beitong, you really should work on this and make it where the app doesn't track you, and also make it so you can actually have this app available in the Google Play Store, because not everyone has PCs, and it will be a lot easier to recommend this controller to a lot of people if you had a mobile app for this controller, so people without PCs can still download the mobile app and get all the functionality out of this controller. So I've been using these controllers for like a month and a half now, and I have to say I really do like the Beitong Zeus controllers. These are honestly like solid controllers. I love the fact that all the keys on this controller are mechanical. The back buttons, the ABXY, the LBRB/L1R1, all mechanical buttons, and it always feels really good. And also the fact that you can swap your joysticks around for taller joysticks or shorter joysticks, or you can have a mixture depending on what you like. The only downsides I see with this controller is, one, I noticed that like if you were to get the controller and it comes in an English box, they don't advertise the mobile app. But if you were able to get the Chinese box, then yeah, you will see that there was a mobile app for this controller, but because of Google Play blocking it, it kind of sucks. And the thing about that is that like for people who are buying this for Nintendo Switch who don't have access to PCs, will not get the full functionality out of this controller, because they have no way of customizing it, programming the profiles, or setting LEDs or stuff like that. The second downside is also, if you're happen to be a Nintendo Switch person, is that there is no home or share button on these controllers. Now there is a way for you to hit home and share on these controllers by hitting the FN button plus start button, or FN and back button. Those will act as your home and share buttons. I mean, it's a minor thing, but overall, like I think it's just something worth mentioning, because I'm pretty sure that people buy this controller and they're going to ask, where's the home and where's the start button on, or where's the home and where's the share button on these controllers. But overall, if I was to give these controllers a rating through 1 through 10, despite all the flaws that this controller does have, I would give these controllers a solid 8 out of 10. Yes, it is true that this controller does not have a mobile app, or it does have a mobile app, but it's not really advertised as much for the Western part of the world. But I still think that this controller is a solid controller that you can get. And honestly, for a PC person, this is honestly a no-brainer, easy for you to sell. For Nintendo Switch people, I can see the frustration if you don't have a PC to customize all the settings on this controller, but if you have access to a PC, then yeah, I have no problem recommending this controller. This is honestly a great controller. So yeah, Beitong Zeus controller, solid 8 out of 10. Okay guys, so that is it for this review. If you like this review, remember to hit that thumbs up button on the page, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate all subscriptions, and I have to say that the Beitong Zeus controller was a fun controller to review. I really do like this controller, and I'm going to leave a link in the description. I'm going to leave an Amazon link for you to purchase the basic model of it, and then I'm also going to leave an AliExpress link, so that way you can, if you want, you can purchase on AliExpress. And you also notice on AliExpress you will see different shell models or different models of this controller. So yeah, I really do recommend this controller. Let me know if you buy this controller and if you like it. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.